everyone, it's Brianna, and this video is going to be about law school. So if you're interested in questions you should ask the law school representative or the admissions office, and questions you should ask yourself before going to law school, then just keep watching. So here I have a handy dandy sheet of my notes that I kind of want to talk about with you guys. So first I'm going to talk about questions that you should ask yourself or admissions offices, but things that you should think about before the actual application process. So first, one question that I get asked a lot, and I know people think about a lot when applying to law school, is what should my undergraduate major be? I've had a couple of people ask me in different comments what their major should be, and I am definitely not an expert. I am not the law when it comes to what school you should get into based on certain factors and kind of the list that will get you into the law school that you want to go into. But I'm sure you're not going to like my answer because it's very general, very broad. And it's basically that it doesn't matter what your undergraduate degree is. As long as it's something where you are analyzing and able to problem solve, I think that you will do well in law school, and that's something that the admissions office looks at. Something else you should ask yourself is, how much is this going to cost? Tuition and like the cost of books and living expenses will be something that should be easily available to the school or at the school that you're trying to go to. So I know when I went to school, books were about $1,000 at the bookstore, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But you can definitely go on Amazon to get your books ahead of time and things like that. There are different, I think, Big Words or bigbooks.com or something like that is a site where you can look up the price of different books and things like that to kind of cut the costs. It's not something that I took advantage of personally in the beginning, but towards the end of my school year, when I had money saved up, I was able to take advantage of going to Amazon and going to different sites to get cheaper books. You also want to think about living expenses. If you care about how much it will be for a roommate or how much money you will save with a roommate, then definitely get a roommate. If you think having someone else who's going through law school may be annoying, maybe your ideas and your schedules don't mesh well together, maybe you party and they don't, or vice versa. So those are obviously things that you should think about, because money isn't everything. If you want peace of mind and want to live by yourself, which is something that I did, then definitely plan accordingly. Also, tuition, there is a big difference kind of based on different schools of how much school will cost. So definitely look up tuition. All of this should be available at the school, or admissions offices will be helpful and happy to assist you. Also, you should ask the admissions office if they waive application fees for different groups, whether it be income-based, minority-based, things like that. Just ask questions, because maybe they'll waive certain fees, like to commit to the school if you withdraw your applications from other schools. I've heard that that works at a lot of different law schools, so definitely don't be afraid to ask questions. Remember to go to open houses. I think that I definitely benefited and learned about the atmosphere and definitely fell in love with the school that I chose, because I was able to walk around, see the campus, and kind of see what the atmosphere would be like if I chose to go to school there. Now, things that I think are really important to ask the admissions office before you think about going to school. This is like after you've already applied and you're kind of picking between different schools. Okay, so this isn't really a question to ask the admissions office or the representative, but keep your mind open. Don't just apply to schools that you want to go to. Definitely have safety schools or other schools that you don't really know about, but that you're kind of interested in. But once you start talking to law school representatives and kind of thinking seriously about what school you want to go to, there are a couple of questions that I think are really, really important to ask, and I hope this is beneficial to you guys. So first, employment rate. Obviously, after law school, you want to get a job. You don't want to be in debt and have no income after you graduate. So definitely ask what their employment rate is. Ask where the employment rate or where a lot of the students are going to be employed or have been employed in the past. Ask if there are any students that you can get in contact with to kind of talk about their experience, whether it's job hunting, the job that they're in now, if they enjoy it, what they learned, or their summer experience or their experience at the law school itself. So definitely ask if there are some go-to people that they recommend that you can talk to and kind of be in contact with. But keep in mind, they are students. They have heavy caseloads if they are working. So just be a little patient with the responses that you get from the students. Also, ask the bar passage rate. Ask if they have tutors, what do they have available, any kind of classes at the school in addition to different bar prep classes you can take. I would ask, or I guess one of the last things that I would ask is, what is the percentage of students with full-time legal jobs within the first year of graduating? I think that's probably one of the most important questions, one of the most pointed questions, and one of the most telling questions that you'll get from an admissions office if you ask who got a job within the last year of graduation. Because you don't want to be waiting until the last minute or after you graduate trying to hustle and find a job. You want to know kind of what the norm is at the school, just so you can compare that to other schools when you're making your decision of where to go. And the last question that I would ask is, what's the ethnic or racial background of the school? Like, what are the gender percentages? All kinds of things like that, just because I want to be in a diverse community, or I did when I went to undergrad and to law school, just because I think you learn more when you're around a lot of different groups of people. So that was something that I thought was important, and you could also probably find that online as well, but if you can't, definitely ask. It's just a question that I thought was important. Don't feel like you have to ask questions if these aren't questions that are important to you. Okay, so 2 facts that I think that you should keep in mind when thinking about going to law school is, first, that it's easier to get in this year than it has been in the past. I think applications are down about 22%, so keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps with your stress level a little bit. And also, if you think that you would have a better chance if you kind of waited a little bit, a lot of experts have been saying that work experience can't do anything but help you. It's not going to hurt you if you have work experience, but it's not something that's required. I know that's kind of blurry in general, but basically, the more work experience that you have, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in the legal field, but just having work experience kind of shows the admissions office that you're willing and ready to hit the ground running as soon as you start going to school. So those are just kind of some of the tips that I thought would be helpful in applying to law school. Again, if you have any questions, leave that down in the comment section below. And if not, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!